Hello everyone, my name is Amit, this is Ella and Rotem, and Tzofit with us, but she's on Miluim. I'm gonna explain you about the case, Ukraine against Russia, and first I will explain you why we chose this case. So, this case is a significant judicial decision which an example of a country sue another country in the ICJ for war crimes and violation of human rights. In addition, we chose this case because this is a complex issue regarding to a genocide, and genocide is so relevant for us today because now accuse Israel about genocide because of the war in Gaza. We think that the ICJ decision will not only materially affect the parties directly involved, it might also affect other future decision and application of the genocide convention. Also, we chose this case because this issue highlights the complexity of the authority of the ICJ to rule on dispute between countries. Now I'm going to explain you the background and the material fact. So, first, on February 21, 2022, Russian Federation formally recognized the independence of two separate regions in eastern Ukraine. One is the Donetsk People Republic, and the second one is Luhansk People Republic. On that day, Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, said in his speech that Ukraine committing genocide in this region against almost 4 million people for 8 years by the Kiev government. On February 24, 2022, Putin announced about beginning of a special military operation in Ukraine, stating that its purpose was to protect people who have been suffer from genocide in this region. On February 26, 2022, Ukraine filed an application to the ICJ against Russia, said that Russia had falsely accused her for committing genocide and used this information for beginning an illegal attack.
Okay, let's talk about the procedural history. As Amit said, February 26, 2022, Ukraine filed a lawsuit against Russia at the International Court of Justice and requested to stop the military action. March 16, ICJ held hearing at Ukraine's request. Of course, Russia didn't participate and ordered Russia to stop fighting. Russia ignored the decision. October 8, Russia challenged the court authority, their jurisdiction, and Ukraine right to sue. From June 5 to 21, the court gave permission to 33 countries to participate in the trial in favor of Ukraine. On September 18 and 27, ICJ held hearings on Russia challenge. And on February 2024, that's the focus of our presentation.
The legal issue in this case can be summarized in three main issues. First one is jurisdiction. The first main legal issue is whether the ICJ has jurisdiction to hear the case under Article 9 of the Genocide Convention, which provides that dispute between contracting parties relating to the application of fulfillment of the convention shall be submitted to the ICJ. The Russian Federation raised preliminary objections, arguing that there was no dispute between the parties under the convention and that Ukraine fell outside the scope of the convention. The second one is interpretation and application of the Genocide Convention. The central legal issue of this case is how the relevant provisions of the Genocide Convention, in particular Article 1 and 4, should be explained and applied to the facts of the case. This includes examining whether the alleged conduct of Russian Federation, such as military operation in Ukraine, can constitute a violation of its obligation under the convention. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the decision of the court. So the International Court of Justice had four main decisions in this case. The first one is that the court rejected Russia's first preliminary objection, that there was no dispute between the parties. At the time, Ukraine filed its application. The court upheld Russia's second preliminary objection, finding it lacks jurisdiction over these claims, and that Russia's actions violated Articles 1 and 4 of the Genocide Convention. The court found it has jurisdiction under Article 9 of the Genocide Convention to entertain Ukraine's submission B, that there was no credible evidence Ukraine committed genocide. The court found Ukraine's submission B in paragraph 178 is admissible. In summary, the court accepted jurisdiction over and found admissible Ukraine claim that did not commit genocide, but rejected jurisdiction over Ukraine's claim. Now I'm going to show you tell you the ratio decidendi. So, on the first aspect of the dispute regarding whether Ukraine committed genocide, the court rejected preliminary objection and found it has jurisdiction under Article 9 of the Genocide Convention to entertain Ukraine's submission that there was no credible evidence Ukraine committed genocide. On the second aspect regarding the compatibility of Russia actions with the Genocide Convention, the court upheld Russia's second preliminary objection. It found that Russia alleged acts of falsely accusing Ukraine of genocide, invoking the convention in bad faith, and taking military actions beyond the limits of the international law. In summary, the court has jurisdiction only over Ukraine's claim they did not commit genocide, but not over Ukraine's claim regarding the unlawfulness of Russian military actions.
Okay, let's talk about the dissent opinion. Vice President Gevorgyan disagreed with the court authority. It's from submission B. And also judges Sabutinda and Robinson also disagree with the court, but on a different aspect than the vice president. And the court ending of claim related to Russia action of the conviction of the genocide conviction. It's from CNB and D.
A ramification of this case. There is three kind of ramification: legal, political, and wider impact. The judgment in this case between Ukraine and Russia regarding alleged genocide under the Genocide Convention a significant ramification. Legal ramification. If the courts decide there is no real proof that Ukraine committed genocide, it would weaken Russia's claimed legal reason for sending its military into Ukraine. Political ramification. On the other hand, if the court says there is even a small chance that Ukraine committed genocide, Russia could keep that as an excuse for what it did, even if the excuse is weak. Wider impact. How the court use and understand the rules in the Genocide Convention in the case will be important and influence other cases in the future, like Amit says, what we have now, Israel against Gaza. And now I will talk about the relevance of the case to today. The court's ruling makes it harder for countries to use claims of genocide as an excuse to attack another countries in the future. Even though the ICJ decision was focused, it was extremely important at the time, it directly challenged Russia's legal reasons for the invention. It is still very relevant today because it deals with the international laws that apply to the war. The court's logic continues to influence how claims of genocide are judged and limits how they can be used as excuse for actions. What did we learn from this case? So this Ukraine against Russia case at the ICJ taught us several key points. First, international courts play a crucial role in resolving legal issues between countries, even during conflicts and political tensions. Second, the fact that Ukraine is able to bring the case against Russia under genocide convention show us that states can use specific treaties to establish the ICJ jurisdiction even in politically sensitive conflicts. The ICJ case opened the door for another legal proceeding against Russia, such as the war crimes and instigations in the future. In summary, this case highlights the significant but limited role of international courts harmed between nations. Thank you for listening.